Fashion's impact on how cultures identify themselves. As time passes by, people start to forget where they're from and their identity. Clothing helps cultures stand out and helps people identify themselves. But how can clothing represent culture? My name is Angel Rincon, and this is my research question. In the 21st century, to what extent has the fashion industry positively impacted how cultures identify themselves in Europe and Asia? My argument is fashion has positively impacted the way cultures identify themselves in Europe and Asia. So what is culture? Culture is the arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. Fashion helps culture stand out. Clothing is an expression, image, and personality of a culture, because from clothing can be reflected the norms and cultural values of a nation. In this graph provided by FEE.org, where the y-axis represents the percentage and the x-axis represents the years, we can see that the apparel industry market has been growing over the years due to new cultures and the development of other cultures. In this other graph provided by Greenpeace, we can observe that the new production of clothing worldwide has been increasing over the years due to new cultures and other cultures developing. This image, we can observe the different cultures and the way they dress. This is very important because of it, we can tell the difference between the different cultures. Fashion helps people identify themselves. Fashion shapes identity in a multitude of different ways, from the clothes we pick to the stores we frequent. We are ingrained in our style. In this chart about what makes people happy, there is a big percentage of having a good appearance, which is what makes people mostly happy. And this mostly depends on culture and the clothing you wear. Fashion helps cultures economically. Psychosocial changes. Fashion not only is a way to express yourself, but it is also a way to gain money. People from different cultures sell their products to gain money and keep making more products related to their culture. In this graph, we can see that the market size of the global apparel industry has been growing over the years, and their value has only been increasing, which helps economically. People are losing their identity. This is a big problem because without cultures or traditions, the world would be negatively impacted in almost every aspect. These are the main causes of the identity loss. Immigration. Psychosocial changes experienced by immigrants include assimilation, which can be viewed as a process by which cultural differences disappear. Immigration communities adopt to the majority or host cultures and value system. This graph about the total immigrants by decade, we can observe that the amount of immigrants each year has been increasing, which means that a lot of people has been adapting to other countries' culture and losing theirs. Industrialization. The Industrial Revolution brought rapid urbanization, or the movement of people to cities, changes in farming, soaring population growth, and an ever-increasing demand for workers led masses of people to migrate from farms to cities. Almost overnight, small towns around coal or iron mines mushroomed into cities. In this graph, we can see that the industrialization has been growing over the years, and this price, which represents what cost it to move from people from their homes to cities, which may have caused a decline in culture. Globalization. The process of globalization and its attendant consequences may lead to stripping away of cultural identity. It will lead to a breakdown in social interaction with a local context, a vital means that used to build a great sense of cultural identity and belongingness. Here are some solutions for identity loss. Don't immigrate to another country, because if you immigrate to another country, you will lose your culture and adapt to the other country's culture. Support movements against industrialization like Let It Movement, and find companies with low prices and support them. Some countries are in a very dangerous position. Here are some of the limitations. Immigration can be positively impactful for some people because some countries are in a very dangerous position and people require immigration to a safer place. There aren't many campaigns or movements around the world against industrialization. And most companies around the world adapt the prices of the globalization. Here is my work cited. Thank you. Any questions?
I do have two questions for you.
Sir.
What evidence did you gather that you didn't use, and then why didn't you use it?
I didn't use the more of context of industrialization because it actually had a big impact on people who lived in cities, and I decided not to use it because it would counterclaim about people losing their identity.
Okay, and what advice would you have for other researchers who consider this topic in the future?
Definitely do your research on very important websites or a very secure website, because the information that you can find, it may not be helpful and not be true, which is something that really negatively impacted my presentation when I was doing it.
Okay.